Hello everyone, this is a really small update video, just to show that I'm alive. I'm actually doing something. I'm not dead in the water. So yeah, showing you my game. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, anyway, showing you my game. If I press P, the game starts up. And you can hear all the sound. The sound's courtesy of Erwin Jess, who's working with me. I'll link to him at some point if we are still working together. Well, I will do anyway. He'll be in the credits. About far too big, as you can see. Host game doesn't do anything, but the changes are that these buttons are now part of the GUI code, which means that rather than having them linked to specific scenes, like linking cancel to the previous scene, it does it all through the code, which is quite useful. I was going to show it you, but it might take a while to load up. So yeah, fine game. You'll notice it looks a bit better now. Clicking on links does actually select the row. That was a problem I was having before for some reason with BGUI. These are all fake. There aren't any servers with 15 people playing, unfortunately. I'm not sure what the limit of players will be. Because of the nature of my game, I'm going to probably take my multiplayer setup, which is split into two parts, and I'm going to use the networking part and not the actual plugins add-on, because it's just too limited for making an intricate first-person shooter game very as quickly and efficiently as I'd like. But it's still useful, because I've divided it into MultiPy, the library, and the add-ons, which is the separate part. I've loaded up another instance, I don't want that. So yes, if I show you the user interface code, which is in my Dropbox somewhere. Dropbox, game files, physical files, trunk, which is now half the size. And if I go into UI and UI Manager, you'll see cancel and clear. Cancel, cancel, well I can change this. Yeah, cancel goes to the previous scene, and OK has to do something specific, unfortunately. So OK doesn't do much at the moment. But here's an example of code I'm always changing. This is a for statement. I can make it into a what do you call it? Had a mental block. I can make it into a list comprehension. I hope. Yes. Set visible. And this is a new function I've just made. Okay. On Mo. That's what I need to do. List comprehension is quite useful. It reduced the amount of they're more efficient because they're compiled, and so I have to add a function in here. Flag, and then screen.visible equals flag. That's just useful. Okay. But anyway, yes, you can ask the cancel bit. So clicking on this doesn't do much, but if I click OK, it loads the game. I haven't really changed much here, to be honest. What you will notice is if I move down the tunnel, the lights smoothly move, so it's not so jerky. And although you might say that's a bit bad, that's not a very good way of doing things. I actually quite like it. I think it's quite cool. You could have a light companion, and I could add that into the storyline. It would just save me having to explain why I've got lights moving around to save frame rate. Because I could use 3 lamps and make it look like you had lights everywhere, but to be honest, yeah, it gets confusing because you have to calculate where the lights are, and you have to do pathfinding between the lights, because in terms of the game doesn't know which light's in front of which, to be honest, and I don't want to make it so you have to tell each lamp where it is relative to other lamps. I think that's a bit stupid. So I think for now I'm going to do it like this. One thing I have got, thanks to Novus Terra, or in fact not just Novus Terra, they found it off Blender artists. It uses the Python interactive console, because one problem is you can't really debug in game. However, if I hit the control key, you can see a if I point to it on the left, you can see a console output, and the game is now being instanced into Python as objects. So I can access the entire game from within the game itself. So if you import the system module, I haven't disabled the movement yet, so that's why it does that. Then I can access the entire game, if I show you what I mean. You'll see all of these options. One moment. Just going to pause this. Yeah, so if you see there in the console, it tells you all the access to the game. So console is instanced, so is game, AI manager, network, player, sound, terrain manager, UI, and world. The names are works in progress, but I can access a lot of the things. Like if I type system.player, it's a class, so I can set. Oh. And so it teleports, so I could do that and teleport myself across the map, which is all great fun, and it's just useful for other things. Oh, I've got myself in a position I can't do normally. That's interesting. Oh, this would be a good spawn point for zombies. Oh, okay. Anyway, yes. Cool. So that's mainly the new things and features I've added. What's coming next? Well, shooting is always a bonus. I know perfectly well how I'm going to do the shooting, but the issue is that I don't have anything to shoot, and I don't have any bullet trails. And I want to create a bullet trail for this gun, because most other bullet trails are not too hard. It's just, I don't seem to be getting any nice effects, so if anyone out there happens to know how to get some good bullet trail effects, which I could have a look at, I'd be much obliged, because I can't think of a good single solution. I've tried firing textures, extending textures, physical objects with textured map on them, and it doesn't look quite right. What's up next apart from that? Well, I need to... Now this is interesting. I think the lighting's gone on. Oh no, it's alright. But I need to stop these rocks, some of these rocks from colliding with the player. So the small ones, they shouldn't do that. But my map model's gone, so it's all me. Like this one wouldn't if I walked into it. Nor with this one. This guy's gonna go. So he's a scale reference test. This map's a bit of a mess, to be honest. It's pre-update, workflow improvement, so it's a bit haphazard. And after that, I'm going to add in the generator, which we've got modelled, so it's going to conform more with the storyline. I'll add some zombie spawners in, and I'll add the zombies, but I need to get some concept art of my concept artist, who is in the same boat as me. He's got exams coming up in June, so that's going to be a bit busy. So don't expect much from me, but just to show you that everything is in fact under work and progress. And where did the minecart go? There used to be a minecart here. As you can see, things change and I forget. Okay, so that's mainly all that's changed. Feel free to leave a like or a comment or an improvement. Yeah, recommend some improvements. We've also got a page on IndieDB and on Blender Artists, and therefore on DeZero as well, although we're not actually selling the game yet. That's about it. Thanks for watching.